how you doing? Consulted by G-Dot family. It's your boy G-Dot back with another inspirational, motivational, and innovative video for you guys to go ahead and get paid and get your credit right today specifically, because that's what we're focusing on. How to fix your credit. Actually, really, how to get good credit. So the next video is going to be about how to fix your credit. Today is going to be how to get good credit. So when I say how to get good credit, I'm talking for people that are starting out with little to no credit, don't have any history, don't know what to do. And I'm going to walk you guys through everything that you need to do to get good credit and to build it up. But before we get into that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and also don't forget to follow me on Instagram, WildBoyG., and Twitter, WildBoyG.. Let's go ahead and get straight into the video. So the first thing you need to do with no credit card or no credit at all to get good credit is you need to get a secured card. Now, a secured card is going to run you $200. Now, trust me, I know this because at one point I didn't have any credit and I had to go through the avenues of trying to find a secured credit card that was under $200. And let me tell you the truth. The only secured credit card that you're going to get that's going to be under $200 is through Self, S-E-L-F, the app that lets you actually take out a loan, which is not really a loan. It's just something that you use to build your credit up. And then from there, what you're actually going to do is put $100 down, and then you're going to be able to get a secured card. I'm going to talk more in depth about Self later, but the main thing you want to do to that right now is get a secured credit card. You're going to need at least two, because here's the thing. Your credit history has a huge part to do with your actual credit score. So for example, if I had this credit card for 2 months, my credit score will never be as high as someone that's had their credit card for 3 years and has been paying it off. Even if I've been paying this card off for 2 months on time, I keep the utilization under 30, all of these things, I'm not going to have a good credit score compared to someone that's had this card for 3 years. And if someone had this credit card for 3 years, and let's say they cancel their credit card and their only other credit card is something they've only had for 2 months, then your credit score is going to take a significant drop because of this. So you definitely want to make sure that you're getting 2 secured credit cards. And I say 2 because I want to make sure that your length of credit history is going to be valid and you have these credit cards for as long as possible. So if you only get 1 right now and then you get 1 a year from now, if you ever cancel the first one, your credit card will take a hit. Well, your credit score will take a hit actually. But if you get 2 at the same time, then your credit score will not take as much of a hit and you'll be able to bounce back from this no issue. If you even do take a hit, because you still have 2 credit cards from the same time period. So you want to make sure that you're getting 2 secured credit cards. And I also say secured because you're not going to be able to get a non-secured credit card ever until you actually build up your credit and are eligible for one. So that's something you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of. And a secured credit card, just for people that don't know, is a card that you have to put a deposit down to use the card, but the money that you're using is actually your deposit. So if the deposit is $200, your credit limit is going to be $200. But let's say, for example, you want to close the card or you can't afford the card anymore, or let's just say you owe $190, you can actually close the card and they will take that from your deposit. You will be covered in case anything happens. So that's what you want to make sure you get a secured credit card for. Now, step number 2 is going to be something that I touched on a little bit earlier, which is going to be never cancel your oldest credit card, because if you cancel your oldest credit card, then your credit score is going to drop. Your credit history has a huge factor to do with growing your credit and actually if you're going to have a good credit score or a bad credit score. So if you cancel your oldest credit card, your credit score is going to drop. This is why I said earlier that you need to have 2 credit cards that you get around the same time, because if you get these around the same time, then your credit score will not take a drop, compared to if you only have 1 credit card and something ever happens to that credit card and you have to close it or it gets shut down or anything under the sun might happen. You do not want to be in a position where your credit score takes a hit because of that. So you definitely want to make sure that you never cancel your oldest credit card no matter what. The third thing that you want to do is keep your utilization of your credit card under 30%. Now, I say this because when you go over 30%, this actually reports to the credit bureau and it makes it look like you need your credit cards. So if you keep your credit card utilization under 30%, it makes it look like you have a better grip on your finances and it doesn't get reported to the credit bureau. If you have it over 30%, then it gets reported to the credit bureau and it makes it look like you're depending too much on your credit cards. So now your credit score is going to take an additional hit because you're over 30%. So you definitely want to keep that under 30% at all times. So if I have a $100 limit, I want to keep that under $30. So if I have a $200 limit, I want to keep that under $60 and so on and so forth. As long as you're able to do that, then you'll be okay. And you can easily do that by just making small purchases here and there. If you have a $200 credit limit, that doesn't mean go spend the $200 on whatever you want. Make sure you're spending on things that matter, and also make sure that you're spending it on things that are not as expensive. So for example, instead of going and buying a new game with a $100 credit card, what I actually would want to do is get some gas with this every now and then, or I want to get snacks with this, or maybe I'd want to buy a cool shirt for this for $20 or something like that, then pay it off when my due date comes around, and you'll be able to grow your credit score with no problem. But please ensure that you're keeping your credit limit under 30% utilization. This will help a lot with growing your credit score. So the next thing you want to do after that, which is going to be step number 4, is make on-time payments. Now, I know this sounds very generic. I know this doesn't sound like something that's super useful, but you want to make on-time payments, because if you don't make on-time payments, your credit score is going to drop significantly. Because like I touched on earlier, your credit history has a huge part to do with growing your credit score. So if you're going your credit history and we see that you're not making on-time payments, we see that you're not keeping your credit utilization under 30%, we see that you don't have a long credit history, these are all factors that are going to determine that you're not eligible to get a secured card. These are all factors also that are going to determine if you're eligible to get a higher credit score. So if you're not eligible to get a higher credit score because of these things, this is going to be a problem, because now you're going to have issues getting certain houses, certain apartments, certain cars, so on and so forth. So you definitely want to make sure you're taking care of that and making on-time payments. And even if you can't make the full payment, a partial payment is fine too. So let's say your credit limit is $100 and you owe $60. If you can only pay $30 off right now, that's perfectly fine, because that still puts your credit limit at 30%. The thing with people is they think they have to pay their credit limit off all at the same time. You don't have to do that. If you owe $200, why not pay $40 right now, $50 right now, $60 right now, even $100 right now? That will help greatly compared to just not paying it off at all. It will help the credit card bureaus understand that you're trying to pay this off. It will also lower how much you owe, which will actually get reported to the credit bureaus, which will help your credit. So you definitely want to make sure you are making on-time payments, but you want to make sure that you're paying as much as you can each month. So if you can only afford $50 this month on a $100 bill, pay $50. That's better than just leaving the $100 in there and then saying that I can't pay until I get the full $100. It will come back to bite you in the butt, I promise you. And the last thing you want to do is use credit builders, like I said before, such as Self, Chime, things of that nature. These are all credit builders that you can use. Now, Self is easier than using Chime, because with Chime, I believe you need direct deposit. But if you have Self, the thing that you're going to be doing with Self is taking out a loan, which is not technically a loan because you don't get the money, but they're taking out a loan so you're able to actually build up credit history and build up on-time payments, which will go into helping you get your credit score into a higher level. So this will help a lot. And like I touched on earlier, let's say you pay $25 a month to pay your loan off. If you pay $25 a month, that would actually help build your credit score up significantly. But on top of that, once you get to $100, you'll be able to get a secured card through Self. So once you get the secured card through Self, you'll actually be able to use that as a regular credit card. And as long as you keep it under 30% utilization, you'll eventually be able to build that credit up into a $200 secured credit card. And then you'll be good to go from there. I mean, you'll have a $200 secured credit card that will be reporting to the credit bureaus along with the loan that you took out. That will be reporting to the credit bureaus. That will help boost your credit score a lot. And as one of the main factors where we take advantage, anything that we can use to boost our credit score is going to be significantly more useful. So that's the thing that you want to focus on to help build your credit and get good credit. In the next video, I'm going to talk about how to fix your credit if you have any issues. So I hope you learned a lot of information from this video, but I'll be back at you with a new video sooner than you expect.